My grandma would give me coffee as a kid. When I was growing up, I would spend a lot of weekends and breaks at my paternal grandparents' house. My dad got diagnosed as bipolar when I was still a baby, and my mom was stressed handling both him along with her busy job, tech stuff. My grandparents adored me and wanted to help as much as they could. I was their first and only grandchild. We lived about an hour and a half away from them too, which wasn't that far. My parents worked for a couple years in Chicago, so we're used to trips taking long due to traffic flow. My grandma would always get up at like 4:30 to 5 a.m., and because I was a toddler I would get up around 5. At home I would sit in my room to play, but at grandma's a lot of my toys were in the living room and they had the Boomerang channel. I was still within the copy everything adults/older kids do phase, so I wanted to do the same thing as everyone. My grandma drank like 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day, and if ever went anywhere with a coffee shop she would get a mocha. Every time I stayed overnight, I would get up and go out to the living room where my grandma was. I would always ask her for a mocha in the morning, because I wanted what she had. But she didn't make me a normal mocha. She would put a splash of coffee into my sippy cup, probably a tablespoon or less, then she would add milk and chocolate syrup/sometimes caramel. I basically had a chocolate/caramel milk with a splash of coffee, but it was my mocha, damn it, and I wanted it. This was a tradition until I was about 5 or 6 as I outgrew my sippy cups, but there were always other traditions to follow. Sorry for my rambling, I just get random memories often and feel the need to start sharing them. I feel we need a lot more wholesome some days, and with the holidays around the corner I cling to these memories a bit more as I celebrate without some loved ones. My grandmother went all out for every single holiday, but the Thanksgiving/Christmas time was her absolute favorite and contained the most golden memories. I just realized my mom gave me books about women having affairs when I was a kid. When I was 10 to 15 my mom used to give me books she had read and enjoyed, like adult fiction novels. I was an avid reader and I think she wanted me to read things that were more challenging than the novels I had been reading. My mom also had multiple affairs throughout her 28-year-long marriage to my father. My siblings and I suspected it, but it was confirmed when they finally got divorced after my little sister graduated high school and went off to college. My mom had always justified staying together for the kids, but the tension between them weighed heavy on the entire household and was incredibly emotionally draining for everyone. Both of my parents took out their frustrations with each other on us. They rarely fought in front of us, but my mom would occasionally vent about my dad to me and my sisters. I asked her why she wouldn't just divorce him, and like I said, she insisted it was for the sake of the family. When they finally did divorce, she openly talked about how much my dad mistreated her early in their marriage and that she had been emotionally checked out for a long time. I remember thinking it was odd that my mom would have me read books about women cheating on their husbands, but now I'm 100% sure it was her subtle way to get me to sympathize with her. I had an underage child connect on Hinge with me. I wonder if it was a bait situation. I'm in my mid-20s. The profile said she was 22. After talking for a while, she asked if I could send her a pic of myself for her phone contact. I did it, but in hindsight thought it was weird. She said she would send me pics of herself too. This is when I got the first red flag. She sent me 4 pics. 3 of them were on her Hinge profile. The next day, as we are talking about hanging out, she drops the bomb on me that she is actually 16. But it's okay because her birthday is soon. I still think it's 18 in the state I live in, and she's always been into older guys and has gone out with them before. I promptly told her to fuck off, reported the profile saying it's an underage person lying about their age. I look back on the situation and wonder if it was a to catch a predator-like situation and I was being baited, or if it was an actual 16-year-old. Can't stop thinking about an unattended baby we found in a car yesterday. My boyfriend and I were running errands and came across a baby, probably around 1, who had been unattended in a car for at least 10 minutes. She was crying so hard her face was red and she was coughing. My boyfriend went into the stores to look for her guardian while I stayed with the baby and talked to her. She calmed down. The windows were left about 1/4 of the way open. It was chilly outside but not freezing. My boyfriend couldn't find anyone, so I called the police and started giving them the address, make/model, and license plate number. That's when we were approached by an older woman claiming to be the baby's grandmother. The 911 operator said we were then free to go. The woman was livid, saying we needed to mind our own business. We told her an unattended baby is our business because so many dangerous things could have happened. She pulled out of the lot, almost backing into my boyfriend and I in the process. I've been thinking about that baby all day today. I just hope she is okay and isn't put into any more potentially harmful and reckless situations. My dad is a child groomer. My dad was convicted of grooming a minor on the internet 3 years ago. He told us he didn't know, was trapped, it was a police officer, etc. Now he's been caught again inviting a 14-year-old girl over to his apartment for sex. He's 65. I found out he was in jail when his employer called me as his emergency contact looking for him. This man raised me, came to my sports games, was a loving grandfather to my daughter. He was a highly paid executive at a reputable global company. When you think of these people in society, it's hard to imagine them as fathers, charismatic businessmen, with wide circles of friends. Imagine being their child and finding out your whole life is a lie.